I'm Wave. This is my home studio, company studio. This is where all the magic happens. Got the mic right here. Am I just an artist? No, I'm more than an artist. Actually, I'm an artist. I engineer my own music. I master my music. And I'm a COO of my money company. Yeah, I am. I'm signing my money company, independent label. We starting off 2 years in. This is a little foundation right here. That's how we doing it. So Wave is just where I got the inspiration from. Is I'm a deep thinker. I see the world as a big ocean, and in every ocean you got waves, and each wave is somebody's life. And so that's where I got Wave from. And the three just represents the three transitions that everybody go through in life, which is childhood, teenagehood, and adulthood. And each three of those stages make you who you are. Introverted, vulnerable, and I would say emotional. Where I get my inspiration from, I don't know, it's tricky. Inspiration is a tricky thing. I can get it from anywhere. Just, walking around, I see something and it just inspired me. From watching music videos to interviews, just doing research, but it usually just hits me out of nowhere. My journey. It's been a long, long journey. Dang, I think I started making music. I actually started writing. Let me go all the way back to like elementary school. Me and my cousin Trey, we used to write songs and we used to perform them in front of like just ourselves, or like a fake audience. I was into Chris Brown music a lot, so I'd be Chris Brown, and he'd be like, I don't know, he'd just be like a rapper, and that's how we did it. And then it actually transitioned to 2014. That's when I actually got into like writing music. And just like any rapper or artist, you write anywhere on anything. So I'll write on paper, I'll write in class, write on receipts. I transitioned to writing on beats. I had my first studio session, I made the moment, and then after that, I just bought my own studio equipment. And that's when I started finding my sound. That's when I learned how to engineer. That's when I learned how to master. And then 2018, that's when DeMonte came up to me and we ended up forming my money company. But it's been a company for years inside his head, and so we actually made it possible. And now 2019, this is like the foundation, because the first year it was just rough. We was figuring out the industry, how to maneuver, how to make music, and then now it's just like I said, it's the foundation, and it's where everything happens now. Mistakes. I say ghosting, like a lot of times. Because before I was actually making money for music. I had a following. Like I was performing, but I just stopped because I didn't know if this is what I really wanted to do. And I did that a couple times actually. And so now it's just like I'm taking it seriously now, and it's just like a rebrand. So we were rebranding as my money company. I'm rebranding as an artist, and now we're doing everything from the bottom again, so we can work our way up back to where we were before. Turning point. This is where I think separate me from a lot of artists is that I invest into my own studio equipment, and like I did like three or four studio sessions, and I didn't like the idea of paying somebody to press the record button or just to like engineer my own shit. And so what I did, I took my refund checks, took my paychecks, and I actually sold my PS4 to get my first studio equipment. Then over the years, I actually built it up, and that's where the turning point was for me, because I developed my own sound. The realest shit I ever wrote, I want to say it was back, it had to be back in 2014 when we first started writing. It didn't have no name, but I think I still actually got the rap. Like, I keep all my old raps and all that type of stuff, and so it has no name. I wrote it, but it's really deep. I'm probably gonna release it if I can get a beat. I've been asking for a beat for a long time. Niggas have not been getting me beats, so we'll see how this goes. When I first started out making music, yeah, like, I would write, but I wouldn't record it. It's just certain topics. Just as an artist, you have to like break this wall down. You have to be vulnerable on the track. And so for a couple years, it took me a long time to just be vulnerable. And so lately, I've been making the type of music that I want to be making because, you know, you got a story to tell. And it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be emotional. And so that's why when you listen to most of my music, it'd be, well, the topic would be like mental health and psychology and all the other shit that goes with it. It's a tricky process. Usually though, it starts with an idea, a concept, and either Mont will make a beat, he'd make a beat, or I get a beat from Coloric or Justin, and I call it 50-50 because I freestyle 50% of the time and I write 50% of the time, but it depends on my inspiration. If I'm not inspired, then I'm not gonna write or make any music, but when I'm inspired, it's just, I go to the booth, I record, I write, I record, I engineer my own shit, then master it. That's the process. The meaning behind Comeback, originally, it was a love song until I like freestyled it and I mixed it and I actually listened to the lyrics. I interpret my music a different way from when I write it all the time. And my interpretation of the song is it's the idea of self versus self, because we all strive to be this perfect person in our lifetime in the future, and that's the conversation that's happening. So I'm having a conversation with my future self and that current state that I was in, and so the hook is just me in that state that I was in, begging and pleading for the future me to come back and save me, tell me what to do, give me advice. And the verse was just the future me just saying like, timing is everything. And you're going through all these obstacles for a reason. And the song, I can break it down to themes. It's just self everything, you know, self-love, self-hate, self-motivation, self-happiness, self-awareness, anything to do with self, that's what Comeback embodies. Coming next, I got this joint 1997 that I'm gonna drop. After that, it's just whatever next after 1997. I don't know what's next after that, but 1997 is definitely coming. To give advice to upcoming artists, new artists, I say invest into yourself. That's for sure. Don't spend money where you don't need to spend, because 9 out of 10 times you can do the things that you want to do just with you or with some friends. So I say invest into a studio, invest into a camera, to softwares, programs, so you can do everything you can. Because if you just go through one song and I break it down for you, you just go to like a studio, let's say you go to like a professional studio, you at least spending close to $500, up to $500 really just on one song. And that's not including engineering, mastering. So if you include that, you spend almost like $1,000 on one song, or close to $1,000. And then music video, you at least spend it $250. And then depending on the scenes and locations, it could be up to like $500. So you're really spending up to like $1,000 to $1,500 on one song, where you could invest that into equipment. program softwares. So that'd be my one and only advice. I got a song named Comeback Freestyle. It's out right now, every single platform. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Google, Amazon Tidal, anything you can name is on. Stream it, share it to your friends. This is just start the journey. This is the foundation. Just wait for more. You know, got more coming out.